Good morning. It's Carmine with Bedhead Fitness. This is our workout of the day. So our daily smart circuit. Today's daily smart circuit, we're going to have a little bit of lower body focus. As always, we're going to have an interesting, important type of lunge, a Pliate lunge, is what I call it. And you might have heard it called something else before. We are going to work, as we frequently do, in a really aggressive core motion from a plank position, from a high plank position, but I will also show you a modification for those of you who are earlier along and still working on plank position. And then the third motion is going to be a core rotation movement that's highly effective, and it's going to keep our upper body engaged as well. So again, once again, it's going to tie the whole body together in a really synergistic way. And it's going to meet the conditions of a high-intensity interval workout depending on your choices, pace, exercise choices, pace, and heart rate throughout the workout. So one thing I wanted to offer up is today we're going to do a plie lunge. So and I'll show that to you, but I wanted to take the chair out over here and show you that, at home you have fewer alternatives for lower body motions. So a simple chair becomes a step up as a tool. It's not the tool that we're using today, but you want to be familiar with it because it can be very helpful. So I'm going to change angle a little bit here. And I'm going to have my body bar for balance. And what's going to happen, and I'll show you from several angles, is I'm going to step back and cross my leg so that it lands behind the other foot. So here's my knee. My other foot is landing about 6 inches behind it. My toe is placed directly forward, and the body bar is simply here for balance, and then from that motion, I pulse. So I'm going to take my face out of the picture so you can see the lower body portions of it a little bit more effectively. Change my angle a little bit. So I'm crossed over, body bar is placed for balance, and I'm just lowering. I'm always staying in a working range of motion. I'm always maintaining posture, and I'm pulsing through the motion. Excuse me being decapitated, but I want you to be able to see the lower body a little better. Then we reverse. Again, our body bar is simply a balance tool since it's unusual to hold a stance in which your leg crosses over the other leg. And I'm pulsing through here as well. So I'm all in working range of motion. You're never really coming towards a rest spot, so you will feel your quads get really, sorry, will you talk to me? So you'll really feel your quads get quite hot quite quickly. So I have the crossed over position, I'm balanced, and I'm lowering, pulsing through that motion. In our second motion, certainly is not going to be unfamiliar to you. We're going to work from a high plank position. So my suggestion is if you're new to your planks and you're just moving from your elbow plank to your high plank, which is your push-up position, that you just walk one foot out, the other foot out, and then walk them back together. out, out, in. Reinforcing the plank position once again for everybody out there. If this is your first time joining us, my shoulders will be over my hands, my glutes will be engaged, and my back will be completely straight as my shoulders draw a line from my shoulders, through my hips, through my ankles. So from that position, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into a coiled position, almost like a squat position, hop to one angle towards the left, come back to the center, and hop towards the right. So center, left, center, right. I have to get the chair out of the way. I'm going to break my foot. Sorry about that. So right now I'm centered, in the center, to the left, in the center, to the right. Falling into a clean plank each time. Legs are staying engaged, and suddenly chest and shoulders joining the party. Center, left, center, right. Looking from a dead-on position, you can see I come here, and then I move out to where my left hand is about, come in, move out to where my right hand is about. Our third movement, and as you can see, that movement elevates our heart rate. You're going to need a small range of motion. You're going to need really light resistance. I'm going to use 12 pounds, but that's actually rather heavy. There's an isometric component to this. Isometric just means that you're going to hold a contraction. Rather than travel through a range of motion, you're going to hold a contraction from a fixed position. It's a pretty simple definition of isometric. So I'm going to change the angle again. And right now, I am kneeling, and I'm in as tall and straight up a position as I can create. I hold the bar at shoulder height. I turn to one thigh, hold. Turn to the other thigh, hold. Not effective if I sit back. Hold at one thigh. Travel through. Hold at the other. So at each stop, although my shoulders and traps and upper back are engaged all the way through, at each stop, my core really clenches tightly. So at this position, you should feel your core seize and get engage. And at this position, the same. So hold and hold. So simultaneously, what you'll be feeling there is a very high demand to the shoulder and chest, and in each rotation, if you're maintaining posture, which is shoulders over hips, shoulders back, chest high, in each side position, you'll be feeling a strong core engagement. So showing it with the 10-pound kettlebell tool we've used before from a different angle. This is my posture. This is my hand position. I turn and hold. And I turn and hold. Much more challenging than it seems. My knees are very closely placed together. The wider the base, the less stabilization, so we're losing part of the effort in the motion, and we let some of the muscle groups take a break. So keep the knees together. Keep hips in. Fight the desire to push your butt back to counteract the weight in front of you. So even as the weight is in front of you, you're upright throughout. And you'll find that an extremely effective exercise. So, a full body workout, both waist and lower back highly engaged, chest and shoulders highly engaged, quadriceps highly engaged, and part of the purpose of the Pliate lunge, along with being fantastic for your quads and glutes, it works on a specific type of flexibility that affects your IT band, and it makes you much safer in terms of flexibility when your knee is forced to rotate in an eccentric sort of fashion, meaning not a completely linear straight position with your toe. And that's where a lot of football type injuries happen. A football player's foot is planted in a certain direction and their upper leg is rotated, and they don't have the flexibility to move in that direction, and then therefore a tissue, perhaps an ACL, MCL, then has to either tear or break because it's unable to have the flexibility. So that Pliate lunge, although it looks a lot like a regular lunge, be sure that one leg is crossing over the center line, because it is an important type of flexibility you're working on, and also adding to stability too. At a certain point, the body bar is a formality. I certainly have no trouble stepping in the cross position and just pulsing without the bar, but it's there as a tool. So again, work in your range of motions, work at the level of exercise and the modification that suits you best. However, fight to feel challenged, fight to maintain pace to the workout, fight to stay in a slightly breathless state throughout, and fight to make this 20 minutes to 30 minutes. You can even climb up towards 40 or 45, but the goal is initially, and the broad effect starts at 20 minutes of exercise. So that's not warming up or anything like that if you choose to stretch before. It's once you get your heart rate up, you want it to endure 20 minutes or longer at that point. And that's where the benefits of daily exercise start to kick in. So Carmine here, signing out for Bedhead Fitness. Have a fantastic Fitness Friday. Bye.